Your thoughts on the leadership of either Kabinda or Wooten starting at the middle linebacker position this week?
Well, I'm very confident in both of them. I don't know what coach's decision is, who's gonna fill that Mike linebacker position, but either one of them, you know, they have great communication, they know their assignments, and you know, we're just gonna rally around whoever it is and make the best of every opportunity that we have.
Jordan, how did you feel in your first game playing safety? You know, a different position than you played your entire career. Just talk to me about your comfort level, what you saw.
I felt great. You know, the first game is the first game. For a lot of people, it's working through the kinks. Getting through training camp and very anxious, excited to get out there and play somebody else other than your teammates. But, we got rid of our first game jitters. I know I did especially. And playing a new position, it wasn't really too much for me. I'm a football player. I'll go out there and just play football.
Jordan, can you kind of take me through the mood of practice Sunday? Did anybody need to say anything to kind of get this thing regrouped, refocused? Or what was Sunday like for you guys?
Sunday was our regular Sunday that we have. The veterans, we know how to handle Sunday. We know how to attack it. Coming off a very tough loss, one thing that the captains did, we brought everybody up after the coaches got off the field. And one thing that we did is we buried the tape. We buried the tape, actually buried the tape.
Where?
With the shovel on the practice field, right where we walk out, we buried it.
I thought that was turf.
It doesn't matter, we dug it up. But I think that's something that we needed to do to, get moving forward and, to kind of give us that positive energy back and, have a little fun with it. So we buried the tape and Temple's over, we're on to Buffalo.
Jordan, can you describe the challenge that lies ahead for you guys trying to replace Naeem, at least on the field and maybe in the, on the sideline as well? No, he'll be there, but not suited up.
Well, first off, Naeem's my brother. I know Naeem very well. Just because he's injured, just like you said, he's always going to be there. He's always going to be that leader for us in the middle, whether he's on the field or not. Just yesterday, he was watching film with a couple of the freshmen, and you don't see that a lot. And he's taking leadership already in the sense that he wants to make sure guys are prepared for the opportunities that lie ahead for them. And he's going to be like that player coach for us. And I'm actually very excited because everything happens for a reason. And this was God's purpose for him. Maybe not the most positive thing, but he's going to be there for us. We're going to be there for him.
Jordan, I'm just curious here, whose decision was it to bury the tape? And by doing that, what did you guys hope to, what was that for? What was the reasoning behind that?
I'm going to go ahead and say it was all of ours. We all decided to do it. And, Hack brought it to my attention and we called the team up. And we just wanted to let the guys know that, like, hey, look, we're not going to dwell on the past. We lost the game. It's our fault. We're going to bury this. It's not the end of our season. It's the first game. It's the first game of the season. So we have 11 more opportunities, trying to get 12 more opportunities after this past Saturday.
And just to follow that up, Jordan, you're a senior now. Have you ever done that before? Have you guys ever buried a different tape? I mean, this isn't like a normal occurrence, I'm taking it.
No, it's not normal, but it was fun for us. We're out there, we had the shovel, we actually buried the tape, and we're not going to talk about it anymore. That was it. That was the last that we think about them. That's the last we think about that game, and that was it. That's what we wanted to let the guys know. We wanted to let especially the younger guys know that after we go through our Sunday corrections, it's over.
Jordan, moving, trying to move forward as a senior, what are your feelings, emotions about, knowing this is your last home opener at Beaver Stadium? And can you just tell me a little bit about what's going through your head? in that aspect?
Well, I actually haven't thought about that, really. Yeah, it's all right. The only thing I've been thinking about is going out there, just communicating with the guys, making sure everybody's on the same page, because that's the most important thing to me. I don't care that it's my last opener here at Beaver Stadium right now. That's not on my mind. I just want to make sure, as a defense, as a team, we're all on the same page and we're all communicating properly.
Jordan, who held the shovel?
A couple different people. It was too many players for everybody to get a piece of the dirt. But guys like Brian Gaia, Saeed, he stomped on it a couple times. A couple different guys were a part of the digging process. But it was all fun for us. We tried to make it fun and then have very positive energy around it.
Was the Indiana tape of 13 in there when you opened it up? I'm just kidding.
I wouldn't even remember.
On a more serious vein, some former players, some guys that were even your teammates, kind of got loose on social media after this game. Are you aware of that? And what kind of reaction do you have to it?
I'm aware of it. I mean, what else can I say? They're passionate about the program. How they feel is how they feel. Whether it's accurate or not, I can't speak on that. I really don't know. But all I know is we can control what we can control, and people are going to say what they want to say. And at the end of the day, our family's our family, and we're going to make it happen. So,
time for 2 more. All right, thank you, Jordan. Oh, just kidding. Audrey?
I guess I'll just shout it.
No, but
Right.
yeah. It's a dream.
Thank you. Just going back to Cabinda and Wooten, Coach said that Jason's kind of an extrovert, very outgoing, and he said he hasn't heard Gary say more than like 7 words. So what can you tell us about kind of their personalities, their leadership styles?
Well, I actually lived with Gary. We were roommates, and he does speak. he does have a mouth, but he's a little bit more on the quiet side. Jason, he's more outgoing, has a very bright personality, and he's not afraid to speak up. So that's where they're different. But they're both great linebackers, and whichever one is going to be our Mike, they're going to have to communicate.
I have one last one, if that's all right. Mark Allen, listed at 5'6". In practice, is it kind of hard at times for you guys to see him when he's behind the line, given that he's a few inches shorter? I mean, very quick guy. Is that a different dimension?
Well, let's think about this. We have, linemen that are 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". I'll stop there. 5'8". What'd you say? 5'6". 5'6". Now, I'm not too good with math, but let's think about it. You do the math there. You think it'll be hard to see him?
I would think so, but
very hard to see him.
Yeah.
As you watch the film or going through the play by memory on the potential long touchdown pass, did you feel like you had much of a shot at it? Could you have done anything more at the end of the play?
After the play, we go back and look at on film. Typically the ball would have more air on it and things like that. But there's always plays where you think you can lay out for it and things like that. At that specific time, no, I didn't think so.
Thanks. DaeSean, Jordan told us that you guys literally buried the tape on the practice field. I was just curious, what that was like for you guys, and maybe whose idea that was that sparked that.
Yeah, the captains, Christian and Jordan, they both came up with that idea to bury the tape. Now, a lot of the guys thought it was the right idea to do that and things like that. But it was just so we just put everything behind us, and we just remember at the same time what that film consisted of and what we played like at the same time. And just to forget about that and not to dwell on it, just to move on.
Moving forward, is there anything you want to change in your specific game to adjust to what Buffalo's going to bring? Did you see anything last week that you thought, I'm going to go ahead and work on this in practice? Like anything specific or in general?
No, Temple didn't do anything that we didn't already expect or didn't already see in our game plan and preparation and things like that. So there's not much anything different that we need to do. It's just us as an offense as a whole just going out and executing. Individually, it's just so many opportunities for players and things like that. So it's not much that we saw that was different from Temple. We expected everything, and we expect Buffalo to try and do the same type of thing because it's a copycat league. Many teams probably do the same thing that other teams were successful on. So we just expect the same thing next week and hopefully execute better.
What was it that you guys actually buried? I mean, was it a tape? I mean, I didn't think you get, like, anybody had VCRs anymore. Like a DVD, or is it USB? I mean, what was it?
No, it was the actual, it was just the hard copy of the tape, like a little DVD-ROM type thing. It was just in a little case, and the guys, they made a hole and just buried it, and a few guys stepped on it and things like that, but no, it wasn't like a VCR tape or anything.
Yeah. What do you think needs to happen in practice though? What do you think needs to happen in?
I can hear you.
All right. What do you think needs to change in practice that's going to translate to games, like in terms of game situation, communication, game speed situation, stuff like that?
Well, I feel like the way we practiced before the Temple game, it was the right way to practice, things like that. Communication is always a big thing for us, especially the offense going on up-tempo type speed. You have to be on the same page at all times. So, we're just going to keep doing the same things we've been doing. Game speed doesn't really have to change. Obviously, just our tempo just has to be more crisp and more upbeat instead of, just hanging around the line of scrimmage where we're getting plays from the sideline, things like that. Just go ahead and get up and keep going.
DaeSean, after a disappointing offensive performance, is it a challenge to the leadership of the offense to be able to regroup, particularly the way things sort of unraveled the other day?
Yeah, just need more leadership on the offensive side of the ball as a whole. Especially when you see things going sour in the midst of the game, you just need more leadership and someone just to step up and not just talk about it, but actually be able to go out there and make the play for us. And unfortunately, we didn't have anybody that was able to do that on Saturday. Given whatever circumstances out there on the field, but yeah, just leadership comes into a big role. And obviously, when you see your team is struggling, and you need someone to rely on to put the team on their back. And on Saturday, we didn't do that.
DaeSean, moving on to Saturday in Buffalo, just talk about the excitement about being back in Beaver Stadium.
Yeah, being back in Beaver Stadium, it's always exciting. I remember last year coming in and playing my first home game after UCF, I was more excited than anything. Just getting back in front of the fans and family and things like that, just going back into a comfortable atmosphere. We're all looking forward to it.